Of Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. Young voters who backed Donald Trump in 2024 now voice regret, citing rising costs, foreign conflicts, and feeling misled by unmet campaign promises.
Trump and Desantis want us to go away, but if this past weekend shows anything, we are here, queer, and not going anywhere.
LDS Church limits temple access for transgender members, allowing participation only if they detransition.
Portugal lawmakers advance bills restricting trans healthcare, legal recognition, and education, sparking fears of a major rollback in LGBTQ protections.
UN members overwhelmingly blocked a U.S. proposal to define gender as binary, choosing instead to keep interpretations open and inclusive. All this important LGBTQ+ news and more this evening on Queer News Tonight. Welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ daily news television show, broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite streaming channels.
Analytics company vidIQ has certified Queer News Tonight, our YouTube channel, as the world's most popular LGBTQ streaming news show.
Our queer stories have reached over 12 million views. We are proud that Queer News Tonight has more YouTube subscribers than any other LGBTQ brand in Florida.
We thank you for watching and supporting our voice in our rainbow family. There is no other news program in the LGBTQ world like Queer News Tonight.
It is Wednesday, March 25th. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we will tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
You're watching Queer News Tonight, the world's first daily LGBTQ evening news show.
Welcome to the world's most important LGBTQ evening news show. Hotspots magazine, Happening Out Television Network, is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model as PBS and NPR, but created for the LGBTQ community.
Our nonprofit mission is to support the 11 pillars of our community. Count them with me now. We want to inform and educate the key issues of lesbian, trans, Latino, Black, healthcare, seniors, students, faith, social justice, business, and queer culture. Help us support our diverse community.
We are a part of one of the largest LGBTQ nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
In 2026, our magazine is celebrating 41 years of the LGBTQ experience, and Queer News Tonight is celebrating our 5th anniversary with more than 14,000 LGBTQ television stories. We present South Florida's major LGBTQ events, including Pride Fort Lauderdale, Stonewall Pride, and Pride Fete. Our magazine, events, television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ and broader community.
In 2026, more than 100 community leaders will sit at this table and share their voices as our anchors. Together, we host this show to support the LGBTQ+ community. Let's meet this evening's anchors at Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome anchor Rajee Narinesingh, a famous transgender activist, actress, author, mystic, and reality TV personality. She's an activist for Transsocial. Welcome to the show, Rajee.
Hey, it's great to be back. Oh my God, I think I missed last month, but I am here today. Yes. And I'm excited because guess what?
What?
Oh, Transgender Day of Visibility is on the 31st.
Yes.
And we have a couple events going on. We have one at the Pride Center on the 31st, but this Friday is one at Stonewall Museum.
Oh.
And it's called Trans on Film. And it's gonna, it's in honor of trans visibility, but it's talking about like the talent that we have in our community, and we're gonna address film and writing and all of the different areas of creativity. So I feel good.
I do. I love T-Dove. It is, because in the community we say T-Dove, right?
Yeah, T-Dove. T-Dove.
It's really fun. There's a great lineup of performers and speakers coming to there, including our very own right here. I've written what I think is a pretty nice preview piece of it. I talked with James Tersha, who's going to be speaking at it for the first time, and he's got quite a story to tell. So check that out on outsfl.com or on Greater Wilton Manors on Facebook.
Yay! I'm back.
Exciting to showcase you, Rajee.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for all the advocacy that you do.
Oh, you're
hero.
gonna make me blush.
Welcome to the table.
Thanks.
Let's welcome anchor Gregg Shapiro, an inductee into the Chicago LGBT Hall of Fame. Gregg is an entertainment journalist whose celebrity interviews and reviews run in a variety of regional LGBTQ publications and websites. Welcome to the show, Gregg.
Thank you very much, Jason. It's great to be here with Rajee and with with John. And I'm really happy to be here with y'all before hitting the road in the morning for the 23rd annual Saints and Sinners Literary LGBTQ plus Literary Festival in New Orleans this weekend. I'm moderating a panel and also leading a tribute to the late lesbian writer and Lambda award-winning writer Maureen Seaton. We'll be discussing her work, including the recently reissued book Undersea. So looking forward to some good food and good conversation and nice weather.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What category do you fall in? Are you a saint or a sinner?
Oh my goodness, I'm somewhere in between. Right smack dab.
I love that.
Are you going to bring us back some beignets?
I'll try. That's it. No one's asked me that. I'll try. I'll stop by Cafe Du Monde and I'll try to bring some back.
Perfect. Welcome back to the show, Gregg.
Thank you.
Let's welcome anchor John Hayden. A journalist for 31 years, he now focuses on hyper-local reporting covering LGBTQ plus issues, Wilton Manors, Lauderdale by the Sea, Fort Lauderdale, and Oakland Park. You can see all his reports at Greater Wilton Manors on YouTube and Facebook, as well as in New Pelican, Out Click, Out South Florida, and once again, Queer News Tonight. Welcome to the show, John.
Jason, thank you so much. Wednesdays are my favorite day of the week because I get to be here at the table with such great people, and it gives me a chance to breathe because there's a lot going on. We're going to get to a little bit of it in a few minutes, but we've got so many great events, and this community is just being awesome right now. And so to be here with three other great members of the community is an absolute honor.
Yeah, and thank you for reporting on it because, you know, sometimes we're our worst at telling our own stories. So thank you for covering the stories that we failed to tell.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure and my honor.
Awesome.
Aww.
Thanks. And welcome back to the table, John.
And now it is my job and pleasure to welcome tonight's lead anchor, Jason Núñez. Jason is a trailblazing leader, passionate entrepreneur, and a fierce advocate for equality. He is the CEO of Go Digital Hero, a fractional COO enterprise. Jason is also the director of programming at the Miami-Dade LGBTQ plus and Allied Chamber of Commerce, and he serves on the board of directors of Flockfest and PFLAG Fort Lauderdale. How do you have time to be here? Jason, MDGLCC Pride Mega Mixer is coming to Miami Beach on April 7th. What is happening out?
Awesome. Yes. So South Florida is set to welcome the Pride Mega Mixer by Miami-Dade LGBTQ plus and Allied Chamber of Commerce. This event will take place on Tuesday, April 7th from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. Yes, a Tuesday, a school night, 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. It's going to be held at 430 Lincoln Road in Miami Beach, the original location of the Score nightclub. The night will bring back the vibes of the legendary Score nightclub, featuring beats by the original DJ Gil Rodriguez. Guests can expect cocktails, networking, and an electric atmosphere filled with professionals, business leaders, and community influencers. The event will benefit Miami Beach Pride, with proceeds supporting one of the nation's most impactful Pride celebrations. To register, visit mdglcc.com. So I'm super excited about this event. It's one of my major events after stepping into the role of director of programming. So I'm really excited about that, but I'm also excited that it's another event that has a purpose and it has direct impact. You know, it's not just another mixer, another bar thing that we're going to. You know, this benefits Miami Beach Pride, which, you know, in this time we're all getting funding cuts, and this is just an opportunity to really do something that has an impact. We just recently extended it to 2 a.m. Thank you to Commissioner Alex Fernandez in Miami Beach to be able to allow us to do that, because he remembers when Score nightclub was out. Not to date you, sir. But you know, it's also an opportunity for the community to come together. Palace nightclub is going to be there, both with food. We're going to have Twist with the bar. We're going to have entertainers. So it's really a community event to celebrate Pride, celebrate our culture. And as a special token of appreciation from the chamber, when you check out, use promo code QNT for $10 off of your entry. We don't want to give away free tickets because we do want to benefit Miami Beach Pride, but for being a viewer, we'll give you $10 off, code QNT at checkout.
That's awesome.
Well, April 7th is my birthday, so I might have to come
Oh,
in.
Yeah.
Girl, you only turned 31.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Oh, thank you.
Let's say the Miami Beach Pride folks really know how to usher in Pride. There's so many wonderful events, such as this mega mixer leading up to, of course, for me, the favorite, the parade will be, Rick and I will be on the Legacy Couples float on the 12th. So I just love how they do like a couple weeks in advance and they just get everybody's engines revving.
Yeah, it's great. And we need that more than ever. We really do.
We do.
We've been through a lot this last year. So
It's a time to celebrate, network.
Yeah. And celebrate, like you said.
Yeah, and
Celebrate.
celebrate.
That's what
Celebrate.
it is. Yeah.
And for those of the community who are old enough, not me, to know what Score nightclub was, a little nostalgia.
yeah. I
Oh, yeah.
Bring it back, bring it back.
remember.
Oh, yeah. I'll get a Z-Pack just for the occasion.
Oh,
My God.
All right, Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing Jason and all of you at the MDGLCC Pride Mega Mixer, April 7th.
I'm Jason Núñez, and let's queer up the USA view. Young Trump voters express regret as foreign policy shift sparks frustration and doubt nationwide. A growing number of young voters who supported Donald Trump in 2024 presidential election are now expressing regret, citing concerns over foreign policy, rising costs, and unmet campaign promises. In 2024, voters under 30 shifted 13 points toward Trump compared to 2020, marking a historic gain for Republicans among younger Americans. However, recent reporting by the Washington Post suggests that enthusiasm may be fading. During a focus group in North Carolina, several young Trump voters voiced frustration. Joshua Byers, 26, said he feels betrayed and questioned U.S. involvement in Iran, asking why the country is engaged if we have never been attacked. Byers said, quote, "I don't really want to vote anymore. I'm really starting to just think it just won't matter. I don't want to feel responsible for taking a vote and feeling misled or misjudged or making a wrong move," end quote. Participants cited concerns including high prices, foreign conflicts, and strict immigration policies. Polling data also shows younger Republicans are more likely than older voters to oppose the war in Iran. 23-year-old James Wiest shared, quote, "We are stepping into World War III. We just get closer and closer every year," end quote. Lily Burrow, 23, said the conflict feels like the United States, quote, "doing Israel's dirty work. He said there would be no new wars. I am not happy with him right now," end quote. Analysts suggest the 2024 youth shift toward Trump may have been temporary, as some influencers and voters now publicly reconsider their support. So I think this is more of a question of loyalty, or rather less about loyalty and more about trust and accountability.
Yeah.
You know, and what does this also say about the future of elections, period?
Yeah.
If our younger generation are not even willing to, like,
Byers.
Byers said, you know, he doesn't even want to vote. He doesn't want to take a vote. Like, that's not the approach that we should be taking. But if that's what the message these youngins are taking, what is the future of our election process?
Well, my thing is, finally, there's a shift. It seems like something's happening. And I'm like, hello, people. Like, are you finally going to wake up? I don't know if you heard the other day, Emily Gregory won the Democrat
here in Florida,
in Trump land, in Palm Beach. Now, I was like, okay, wait a minute. Something might be happening because this is Trump land, and she won the election. And she was the Democratic candidate. She won over from Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
And she won over the Trump endorsed, the Trump endorsed candidate.
You know, I just have visions of her going around campaigning door to door and leaving one of her little flyers on the door at Mar-a-Lago. I doubt it happened, but in my mind, I'm living for it. But as far as this kid doesn't want to vote, I mean, fine. Fine, you little fascist fuck. You knew exactly what you were voting for. This was the third time he's run. Strict immigration policies, that was the whole thing. High prices, remember the shortages? Remember paying $40 for 12 rolls of toilet paper because he couldn't manage a supply line during the COVID crisis of 2020? He proved his incompetence once. And if you're too young, perhaps, but too stupid to think that it wouldn't happen again, well, then you deserve exactly what you get. So just take your little Hitler Youth, the next generation group, and go away. We don't want you. We don't need your vote. And quite honestly, we hate you.
And the young Trump voters, those are three words that should never appear together in the same sentence. And honestly, as an old person, I really loathe young people like this guy. Oh, he's not going to vote? Like, that's the solution for this? It's ridiculous. And don't forget, if he's 26, he could have very easily voted in the last three elections.
Yeah.
Because you voted 18. So he probably voted for this piece of shit 3 times. And maybe we should raise the voting age, or maybe require voters to pass a civics test, or before being able to register to vote.
Well, I was saying this was the third time he ran, Trump. And listen, I gave people a pass the first time. Maybe they didn't know. I gave them, but this time they knew exactly who they were voting for and what they were voting for.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't give me no excuse.
Right.
We already saw how he operated the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And you think maybe some of these people lost people during the COVID pandemic? Again, this is during Trump's period. So, I mean, you can't forget that stuff. You absolutely cannot forget.
Again, less about loyalty and more about trust and accountability.
I'm John Hayden, and let's queer up gay culture. Funding cuts are empowering South Florida's LGBTQ plus community. Health orgs, arts groups, just about anything with LGBTQ in it is getting cut from federal and state budgets. Their goal is to get us to go away. But if this past weekend is any example, the exact opposite is happening. Dancing queens and chorus kings, what a great way to start off a jam-packed weekend. The Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida packing the Parker for 2 hours of gay faves by ABBA. And this was just the beginning. Queen Latifah headlining the Florida AIDS Walk Saturday morning. It was the most well-attended walk since pandemic, and the fundraising reflects it. $3 million. Post-walk recreation was in order, so Flockfest held its splash pool party on the rooftop of the Easton Hotel. The views, all of them, were breathtaking. Saturday night saw Latino Salud's Gala at the Broward Center, with Dr. Stephen Fallon announcing the org isn't shrinking in the face of funding cuts, it's expanding its services with even more clients.
I want to break free.
Sunday afternoon, Arts United in Wilton holding its Tiny Gallery Q&A concert series this month with Natasha Ricketts. Modeled off PBS's Tiny Desk series, you learn a lot about what drives an artist. And the weekend wraps up Sunday night the way it began, with the chorus doing ABBA with an even more raucous crowd. Woo! What a weekend. So much love, so much great community spirit. I'm so lucky and grateful to be a part of it. From the Parker, Fort Lauderdale Beach, the Easton, the Broward Center, Arts United Gallery in Wilton Manors, and Sunshine Cathedral in Fort Lauderdale, I'm a very exhausted John Hayden. Whew, well, believe me, I am still wiped out. Now, you can see more of these events at Greater Wilton Manors on Facebook and YouTube. And I didn't even make it to the Genvis event or Lambda Legal's gala. Faye went, so thanks for representing us there. But our community is still showing up and showing out. And that just makes me so encouraged, because the news is really bad. We sit here and we report on the list of terribles. And I loved that I was able to put together like 6 different events that uplifted our community and shows people that we're not going away. This coming weekend, we've got the kickoff for the Trans Film Festival that's going to debut next year in 2027. And Sunserve's Gallery is Saturday night. So I'm very excited about those. I'll be at both of them. And I'm sure there are other events. Let me know. I will come to your event. I want to support us all. So thank you, community.
Isn't it Palm Beach Pride this weekend?
And it's Palm Beach Pride this weekend, yes.
See, I knew. I knew.
There's a lot going on.
It is.
Great reporting.
Thank you very much.
Oh my God, wonderful. I was so enthralled. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was really good.
It's interesting that, you know, as they're Washington, Tallahassee's trying to shut us out, it's literally having the opposite effect on our community.
Yeah.
If there's one word I think that we can label our community at right now, is resilient.
Resilient?
Because we're resilience is our strength.
Oh my God.
Resilience is the strength of the community.
Well, this isn't the first time they've been trying to keep us down either.
Yes.
That is also
We are a resilient people.
Yeah.
And you know what? People don't realize, like, you know, they don't want us to exist, but we are a part of nature.
Yeah.
Even if you got rid of every LGBTQ person on the planet, there will be more born. Because we are not some anomaly. We are a part of nature. So I'm glad we're standing up, and it just it gives me hope. You know, I don't feel alone either. I don't feel alone.
Well, you have the 3 of us.
Oh,
At
sure
least.
you can handle all of this.
And if anything, we'll call Steve for real.
I'm Rajee Narinesingh, and let's queer up trans rights. Handbook update says trans members must detransition to access temple rituals. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, also known as the Mormon Church, has updated its general handbook, clarifying that transgender members are not eligible for temple rituals unless they detransition. The new language states that members will be recognized in religious ordinance according to their biological sex at birth. While not a formal doctrinal shift, the update provides clearer guidance on how gender transition affects temple participation. The handbook reads, quote, "Worthy members who do not pursue surgical, medical, or social transition away from their biological sex at birth may receive a temple recommend a temple in other words, they're recommending you if you don't do any of that, and temple ordinances," end quote. The policy also outlines a path for those who detransition. It states, quote, "Members who have taken steps to transition and then transition back to their biological sex at birth and are worthy and committed to keeping God's commandments may receive temple rituals," end quote. The handbook also encourages bishops to work with members with sensitivity and Christ-like love and help those with questions about their gender identity to obtain guidance from church leaders. Critics say the clarification reinforces exclusion. So I'm all flustered because I'm transgender, and you know, I'm a little pissed. This is the thing. I just feel like they never wanted to welcome us in the first place. You know, we weren't welcome there anyway.
Yeah.
And the Mormon Church has their history.
Oh, yeah.
Even with black and brown people not being
Oh, yeah.
welcomed. Yeah, at one time. Yeah. So, listen, I'm going to show up to that international temple. All right, the headquarters.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell them I am worthy. Okay, you see all of this? I am a woman, okay? A cisgendered woman. And try and prove me wrong. Okay, look at me. You want to check something? I dare them. I mean, listen, if you don't laugh, you cry.
I know.
You know?
Well, don't forget the Mormons also gave so much money to Proposition 8 in California. I mean,
Which banned gay marriage back in 2008.
Right.
yeah. And this exclusionary bullshit from people who wear magic underwear, that's fucked up.
Yeah. I keyed on the same word that you did. Worthy. Fuck off. Seriously. You are not going to sit here and tell me I'm not worthy. You're not going to sit here and tell my friend Rajee that she is not worthy. The Mormons, I'm not a fan of really any religion, but some are more cult-like than others, and certainly the Mormons definitely fall under that. The ironic thing, though, is that Salt Lake City, where the International Temple, where you're going to go show them and have them put a hand down your pants, that is the most progressive city, and not just in Utah, like in the region. It's got they put the gay flag as one of their city flags.
Yeah.
It's like, so Salt Lake City, actually not so bad. So when you go, I'll give you some hotel recs.
Well, and this is my question. If you're a post-op trans, how are they gonna, you know what I mean?
Oh, they know. They know. They're like, they keep track. They've got little notebooks and they send people around the world. Oh, they know.
They know. Yeah. So you mentioned cult, and that does, I'm a Catholic by birth, and it's interesting to see their new handbook, and it begs the question of, how can religions evolve by still keep their original doctrine? Like, it's so interesting that they're still trying to hold on to so much, but call themselves like progressive and growing, and it's just one of those. This handbook is a clear example of what inclusion versus acceptance looks like.
Right, and for all this stuff that's been written thousands of years ago, right? Although theirs maybe a little, not quite that long ago. Instead of keeping up with the times, instead of evolving with the times, they're doing the complete opposite. And I'm also wondering, are there other religions that have sort of dared to say if you transition, you can get back in? Is there that idea that they're encouraging people to detransition?
Well, I think there's some other Christian religions that they encourage detransitioning to truly be connected to the Holy Spirit and be a part of the church. But I refuse to sit in any church that looks at me as like some, what's the word I'm looking for from the Bible? Abomination. Abomination, that's the word. Because God makes no mistakes. And I believe that I'm a child of God just like everyone else. My thing is, people need to wake up and realize that if you were born into life, guess what? You have a birthright to be here. Period. We all have a birthright to be here. The mere fact that we were born into life.
And for religious
Can
institutions,
I get an amen?
Amen.
and for these religious institutions, where's the compassion?
Yeah.
They're putting so many exclusionary restrictions. Where's the compassion? If
I
you're
bet you
supposed to
Jesus would have sat with me.
Right? And they're talking about using Christ-like love. They're not being Christ-like at all.
Not at all.
Yeah, if Jesus actually existed and he's still watching down today, he's probably looking going, Jesus Christ.
Literally.
I'm Gregg Shapiro, and let's queer up the worldview. Portugal advances bills restricting trans rights, sparking alarm over major policy shift in Europe. Portugal is facing growing criticism after its parliament advanced 3 sweeping bills that could significantly roll back transgender rights. On March 20th, lawmakers approved the proposals in their first reading, backed by the center-right governing coalition and far-right representatives. The measures would ban gender-affirming care for trans youth, require adults to obtain medical approval before changing their name or sex marker on official documents, and restrict discussion of what is described as gender ideology in schools for those under 18. If enacted, the legislation would reverse key parts of Portugal's 2018 gender identity protections, reintroducing medical requirements and removing broad anti-discrimination safeguards. LGBTQ plus organizations, including ILGA Europe and Transgender Europe, have called the proposals a serious attack on the rights, dignity, and safety of trans people. Protests have already taken place outside Parliament building, where activists warned of a wider erosion of civil rights. The bills now move to committee review and a final vote, signaling a significant political shift in the country. I think when I saw the ILGA name, I thought to myself, well, now would be a really good time to add Portugal to the list of far-right representatives. Now would be a good time to add Portugal to the growing list of places unworthy of LGBTQ plus tourism and the amount of money that we bring when we come to those countries.
Yeah.
It's a good time to start boycotting Portugal.
Well, Europe teeters. Really, Europe teetered. The Netherlands were sort of on the edge, and then they elected a gay prime minister, so yay for them. But Italy already has a fascist party prime minister, and that's not hyperbole. They're the fascist party in Giorgia Meloni. In France, currently, local elections have shown that the far right may be gaining ground. Now, as for Portugal, this doesn't, I don't believe, undo their conversion therapy ban from 2018. So a small win. And I can't find in the EU, the European Union High Court or the Assembly coming out against this or making any sanctions yet. But this does go against standing EU principles. So it's dangerous. And hopefully the left in Europe can hold strong.
Yeah, it's definitely, it does, to your point of danger, it's more than just impacting the rights of these folks. It's literally impacts safety, visibility, the families. I mean, it's just, there's a trickle effect that this legislation will have. So.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it seems like it's just spreading like cancer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This whole anti-trans thing. I mean, it's like literally just spreading around. And for someone like me, I'm like, oh my God, I just want to stay home. Like, I don't want to travel because it's hard to know. I used to think Europe, well, not Eastern Europe, but like Western Europe was like safe for me to go. Someone like me to go. But now I don't know. And I heard about Italy, how conservative they've gotten and far right, basically. Yeah. I don't know what it is. It's like it's growing, but then there's the other side where I feel like people are trying to fight it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Besides trans people, we're always fighting.
I know.
Yeah.
And thank you for doing that.
Oh, thank.
Appreciate you. I'm Jason Núñez, and let's queer up the worldview. UN blocks U.S. proposal to limit gender definition to men and women worldwide. The United Nations has overwhelmingly rejected a proposal from the United States seeking to define gender strictly as male or female. The resolution was introduced during the UN's 70th Commission on the Status of Women, a major global conference on women's rights. The United States cited, quote, the many meanings or connotations of the term gender that have become common in recent years and that are different from accepted prior usage, end quote. The proposal also referenced the Beijing Declaration. However, the declaration focused on addressing gender-based discrimination and inequality, not defining gender in biological-only terms. International Crisis Group Gender Director Crystal Downing said member states agreed to disagree on the definition and, quote, were more comfortable with leaving the term open to interpretation than they were with any attempt to create a shared definition, end quote. When it came to the United States resolution, Belgium's representative said that it was factually incorrect and that it attempted to rewrite the Beijing Declaration. Belgium called for a no-action motion to stop the proposal from moving forward. In the final vote, 23 countries opposed the U.S., 17 abstained, and only Pakistan and Chile supported it. So, this is a sign that global policy is moving towards inclusion versus restriction. And that's a good sign that the world is coalescing. But it's also pretty sad because now it shows, the weakening view or weakening power of the United States. Like, what's the U.S. role now in shaping global rights, global human rights? Where we used to be the leading force, and now we get 23 countries opposing our resolutions.
Well, I'm glad the U.S. is not being taken seriously at this point, and what did they say? Belgium steps up and goes, yeah, that's factually incorrect. Well, duh. Everything that comes out of this administration is factually incorrect, from UN resolutions to 2 a.m. tweets or Truth Social posts that Trump's friends can make billions of dollars on just by trading on oil shortly before. That's another story. This gives cover to places like Portugal, which we talked about earlier in this show. This says, yeah, you're okay. We're not going to do anything to you. It empowers the Eastern European regimes like Belarus, Russia, and Hungary. This is dangerous, but I'm so glad that the world is opposing the U.S. when it comes to civil rights. So thank you, Europe.
Yeah, and fuck you to the ones who abstained. Really, fuck you. And it's really embarrassing and disheartening to know that the United States is taking these fucked up proposals to the United Nations. I mean, there's like no shame. They have no dignity at all. And especially since not everyone in the United States agrees with this dangerous right-wing extremism. So it's kind of like, here they are representing the country, and most of us aren't even behind that.
Yeah. Right.
So it's just, yes, right.
Mm-hmm. Trump and his cronies. It's horrible. I am so happy, like you, that this time they're not going with the U.S. Because if that happened, oh my God. Mm-hmm. So that's like one of the things that gives me hope. Mm-hmm. Like we have the administration trying to do stuff against my community, and like, again, not wanting me to exist. But then we have people standing up around the world that are saying, oh, no. No, we're not gonna sign on to this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the international community is clearly not aligned on defining gender, so the U.S. shouldn't be either.
Yeah.
LGBTQ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up gay culture. Hotspots magazine spotlights A Beautiful Noise musical. Our Hotspots Happening Out LGBTQ lifestyle magazine, Hotspots, is back with a feature on A Beautiful Noise, the Neil Diamond musical. Coming to the Kravitz Center April 7th through April 12th. The Broadway hit tells the inspiring story of Neil Diamond's rise to global fame, featuring iconic songs and a powerful journey of self-discovery. The production also highlights its impact, raising funds for the Parkinson's Foundation. This feature story and many more are included in your free copy of the issue of Hotspots magazine on stands tomorrow, March 26. So it's always a powerful sign when entertainment could drive awareness to impact. And this is one of those productions that is definitely going to make an impact in our community.
Yeah.
I wonder what impact, speaking of which, Neil Diamond, when he sang with Barbra Streisand in 1979, they did this is for you kids. They did a duet of You Don't Bring Me Flowers, and it was a big hit.
Oh, yeah. I remember
but I wonder if that made him aware of a queer following, because I doubt he had one before, but that just was a question I'm throwing.
Well, he was sexy back in the day.
If you say so.
I'd polish that diamond in the 70s.
In the 70s.
All right. Will anybody sing with me? Sweet Caroline. Ba, ba, ba. LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up South Florida and Florida. A Florida woman has been arrested after allegedly attacking a boy over messages about his sexual orientation. Police in Florida City have arrested 41-year-old Greta Lady Pena for felony child abuse after she allegedly attacked a young male family member over messages expressing his homosexuality. According to investigators, the boy's private messages and images were discovered on Discord by a sibling who then shared them with another family member. He was then forced to stand facing a wall until Pena returned home. The report says Pena grabbed the boy by the arm, took him into the kitchen, where she took a knife and held the boy's arm against the counter. The boy's arm was cut before another family member intervened. She also reportedly cut his hair. The boy told a teacher, and a judge has found probable cause for the arrest. The case highlights ongoing safety concerns for LGBTQ plus youth, particularly when they are outed at home. This just reinforces the danger that queer kids face.
Yeah.
I'm just so glad that the school was responsive, because, you know, the schools are complicit in this. Schools are complicit in the silence. So I'm so glad that the teacher and the school came forward and got this child help.
I mean, people think like they can beat the gay out of you. They can abuse the gay out of you. I got my ass beat growing up, and I'm like, really? Like, you think you could like beat who I am out of me?
Right. Well, that's quite a classy family. I really hope that this boy has now found a safe place to live where he can be away from those maniacs.
Yeah.
LGBTQ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up science. Rare intersex crab found in India offers new insight into animal species. Scientists in India have identified a rare intersex crab in the Western Ghats. The freshwater species Vela carli, found in India's Silent Valley National Park, showed both male and female features. Out of 120 crabs observed in tree holes, 3 displayed the condition known in animals as Gynandromorphy. Researchers say these are the first recorded cases in this species. The study was conducted by K.S. Anup Das and K.T. Fahis alongside other collaborators. Das said the condition is likely due to developmental processes rather than environmental pollution. So, you know, I've been screaming this from the mountaintop. All people have to do is look at nature. Look at the diversity of nature. I mean, you have the parrotfish. There are trans creatures in nature. The parrotfish. You have some worms are male and female both together. You
Dolphins.
Yeah. Sorry.
Dolphins?
Yes. Dolphins. I think some of them change, not all of them, but it has happened in dolphins. And then you have the male seahorse that carries the babies. So all you have to do is look at nature. And if we human beings are a part of nature, why wouldn't there be diversity with our gender and sexuality? I mean, it's common sense. Like, wake up, people!
But I think this is a wonderful development to find out, but I would also caution you against any scientist who says they caught crabs from tree holes. I've heard that one before.
That's a good one. Well, being that we're on the topic, the last time I checked my crabs, they were transgender.
LGBTQ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up entertainment. Bridgerton Season 5 confirms Francesca and Michaela's romance. Bridgerton will center a same-sex romance in its upcoming 5th season, according to a new announcement from Netflix. The series will follow Francesca Bridgerton and Michaela Sterling, confirming long-standing fans' hopes for deeper queer representation in the period drama. Michaela is a gender-swapped version of a character from Julia Quinn's original novels. The update comes as Netflix confirmed yesterday that Season 5 is officially in production, alongside first-look images of Hannah Dodd and Masali Beduza in their roles. The new season picks up 2 years after John's death, as Francesca re-enters the marriage market for practical reasons. However, Michaela's return to London complicates those plans, forcing Francesca to choose between societal expectations and evolving feelings. damn those societal expectations and evolving feelings. This just might be enough to actually get me to join the Bridgerton cult. I'm still a Bridgerton virgin. This might be it.
And they're killing two birds with one stone with this one because they're doing the lesbian thing and they're also doing the interracial dating thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good to see queer stories moving into like mainstream media, you know, and less hesitation doing it. It's not like, ooh, let's try to ease this in to see what happens.
Yeah.
One of the things here is like, it does beg the question, like, the future of Hollywood, the future of movies, are we going to start casting different people in the different movies that are exactly like what their character is? Like, is it relatable? Like, if that's going to be a requirement to kind of.
Well, I mean, you know what pisses me off sometimes is when you see a non-trans person playing a transgender role. Not to say that they're not talented, but there are trans actresses that they could hire and give an opportunity to. So, yeah.
LGBTQ 1 Minute News, let's queer up gaming. The Last of Us casting backlash grows after a cis actress is cast as trans character Lev. HBO's The Last of Us is facing criticism after announcing new casting for its third season. Actors Michelle Mao and Kiriana Crater will play siblings Yara and Lev. In the original game, Lev is a 13-year-old trans boy. Some fans have raised concerns that Crater, a cisgender actress, was cast in the role. Online reactions have been mixed, with some viewers expressing disappointment, while others added that the decision could impact the show's reputation. Season 3 will feature returning cast members Bella Ramsey, Isabella Merced, Caitlin Dever, Gabriel Luna, and Jeffrey Wright, along with Clea Duvall, Jorge Landenborg Jr., Jason Ritter, and Patrick Wilson. So, you know, it's interesting that authentic representation continues to be a major conversation in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like, who you are is literally still in the headlines after so many years of our existence. And it begs the question, you know, should roles be tied to the identity of the role that the actor or actress is playing?
Yeah.
You know,
As we see that with Heated Rivalry, we keep saying that over and over because technically only one of the lead actors of the, say, 4 lead actors is out. So yes, it is very much connected to that.
Yeah, I just get pissed when I see like a trans role and they give it to like a cis woman. And I'm like, but there's so many like talented trans people. And so I also think too that when it comes to the media, I have to say, like, it's very controlled now.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you have one family buying up like a whole lot of outlets. So I think that shows are probably trying to like cut their ties, like by switching out sometimes. Like, oh, maybe we better pull back on like hiring a trans actor, you know? Yeah.
I don't want to sound like a Republican. I really don't.
you're wearing a red shirt.
I know. But I want the best actor to play it. You know, yes, these roles are 30 years ago, but like Wesley Snipes in Tu Wong Fu with John Leguizamo and Patrick Swayze. Terrence Stamp in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
And Guy Pearce.
Yeah. You know, I think that the problem that we have in casting is that the reserve, like they're not getting the supporting role actors positions, the type of roles that build up your resume that say, yes, I'm ready for a big time role like this. And and also remember the role is for a child. Yeah. So it's going to be hard to find a young trans child who can also act. So, you know, so I just want to point that out. And also, when I look here, Patrick Wilson and Jeffrey Wright were in HBO's 20 years ago, but were in HBO's Angels in America. And they're straight, but my God, they're heart-wrenching portrayals. So I want really strong actresses, because if we don't have someone good portraying our community, then our community is not going to be portrayed well.
I understand, but then when you don't have doors opening, how do they even know if you're good or bad?
Yeah,
sure.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, Cause I get your point. I want the best actor too, but
Right.
my thing is, who's to say that trans actors aren't just as good? But the doors, well, they were
Right.
cracking open a little bit, but now they've shut the damn door. Hollywood has pretty much shut the door on us. I've seen in the last year or so.
Casting is also very subjective.
Yes.
So it's really who's in the seat. I mean, Steve from Queer News Tonight got the lead anchor right, sexy, hot Puerto Rican, and here I am. So, boom.
Yeah, exactly.
Good job,
that.
Steve.
Yeah, good job, Steve. As a nonprofit LGBTQ media organization, we would like to thank our viewers for supporting our mission to tell the stories of the queer community. We also thank the generous support of Jets Pizza. Jets is the LGBTQ community's most popular pizza in South Florida.
Take a look around these streets. Do you really think we woke up one day and said, yeah, the world needs more pizza? Nah, just a better one. Better, like the world's best pizza, Jet's Detroit-style pizza. Hand-pressed and baked to the thickest, crispiest crunch. You're welcome. Now visit jetspizza.com and save. Click on hot deals for special offers in your area. Jets, better because it has to be.
These are today's headlines from Queer News Tonight. Our anchors represent the best of our LGBTQ family.
If our community is important to you, then share this news with your friends and family. And don't forget to join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform. Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ+ digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines.
We need your support. If our community is to grow and then thrive, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor, Jason Núñez, and I thank you for joining us on behalf of my fellow LGBTQ anchors here at Queer News Tonight, John Hayden, Rajee Narinesingh, and Gregg Shapiro. We'll see you daily at 8 p.m. To our LGBTQ+ world, we wish you a good night.
Good night.